Oh. Neal, are we live here? What are we doing?
I think we're live.
Oh,
I think we're live. What we're doing, I don't know.
I never know what I'm doing, Neal.
I was going to say, in the broader sense, I do not have an answer for you.
Never know what's going on.
You and me both, brother. Hey, everyone on YouTube, Twitch, and elsewhere. This is Get Technical. I'm Neal Hamilton. I am joined by a very special man. Let's get a good look at him. His name is Spencer Israel, and he is the specialist boy at Benzinga. I really love working with this guy. Look at that smile. Thanks for being here with me today, Spencer.
Yeah, look, I'm a little bit loopy. I've been on the stream for 8 hours today, but thanks for having me. And I'm here because Aaron Bree is like lost or something. I don't know. He like fell into a hole. I'm not quite sure what his deal is. So I was like, all right, Aaron Bree, you're not around. Neal needs me. I felt it like a spidey sense, and I was like, wait a minute, wait a minute. That's Neal. He needs me.
Yeah,
and then here I am.
Yeah, that was me aggressively calling you. I think that might have been your phone vibrating in your front pocket.
That's what it was. It was nothing in the front.
All right, guys, this is Get Technical, where we talk about stocks and stuff like that from a technical perspective. We're very lucky today because we have Spencer Israel, who is a fundamentalist. Would you say that you're an extreme fundamentalist? Or an extremist, almost fundamentalist? Is that how you would categorize yourself?
Sure. That implies that I like look at balance sheets a lot, which I like don't do. Like I look at that stuff. I am not like a hardcore like balance sheet like Warren Buffett type. You know what I mean? Like so fun, when you say fundamentals, that's what that implies to me, and I don't really do that. But if your question is, well, there are two ways to look at things: charts and fundamentals. I mean, I do a little bit of both. It's not like I ignore charts. Yeah. I like looking at charts. I just don't use any indicators, right? That's the thing. The indicators that I use, I'm inconsistent with. Like I will sometimes use like RSI. I will sometimes use like VWAP. But more often than not, I'm really just looking at like a trend.
VWAP is pretty hardcore.
And you can't look at the trend by looking at a balance sheet, right? So I like charts. I feel like you think that I don't because I don't use patterns.
No. That's not what I think. I just wanted to confirm that you're an extremist fundamentalist. So you guys have heard it here first. Spencer Israel is an extremist fundamentalist.
Yeah, but only for SPACs, not for the other stuff.
Okay, so do you care if I share a trade with you?
Share a trade. Trade away.
I'd actually love to get your perspective on this because we have earnings coming up.
Oh, okay. I'm into it already.
So everyone, as of the time of the recording of this show, and for those of you watching live, QQQ, which is the NASDAQ ETF, and SPY, Chop City. QQQ looks like it got a nice bounce off of this pivot point. I had really projected, thank you for sharing my screen. I had really projected that we'd be hitting the 50-day moving average, which I'll remove all of my squiggly lines except for the 50 days. So you know what I'm talking about. It's this blue line. I had really projected that would be the bounce. But don't sleep on your pivot points because we came all the way down here. We hit this thing and we bounced pretty well. If you would have gotten in at that bounce, it would have been about a 1.55%, which is pretty darn good for QQQ here. Nonetheless, little choppy in the markets, a lot of events today that can affect investor, shall we call it, faith in the markets, investor comfort levels. I'm searching for a word. It's just not coming to me. So we're moving on to the stock that I've been looking at. DAC, it's another shipping stock. These things like to form high tight flags.
Man,
I really like that. Spencer, take on shipping stocks.
Yeah, they're moving. I think the top performing non-leveraged ETF of the year is a shipping ETF, BDRY, which holds
Baltic Dry.
Baltic Dry, exactly. So, okay, first thing that I do, and this goes back to like everybody has a bias towards the ways that they learned, right? And I learned a lot by listening and watching Joel. And so the first thing that Joel would do is pull up the daily, the weekly, or the monthly. So that's the very first thing that I did. Put up a daily, a weekly, and a monthly. So it doesn't take a genius to see what's going on here, right? This isn't rocket science. Obviously, it's been ripping. The weekly chart looks crazy.
What's the ticker for Baltic?
Oh no, I was talking about DAC, but
okay. Then keep going then.
Yeah, so DAC, right? Baltic is BDRY, but DAC is what you asked about. So, look, how low do we get? We got to 250 a year ago. You won't now a year and change last March, and we're at $62 right now, right? So that's insane. Okay, clearly there's some sort of a COVID catch-up thing where the global economy is shut down and is now sort of in hyperdrive as it's trying to play catch-up for the return of demand and goods and all those things. So from the sense of like a daily or a weekly, you look at that and you think, oh man, I can't chase it up here, can I? But when you go to the monthly, it doesn't look so terrible because you're like, okay, obviously this thing was in like reverse split city in 2007, 2008 or whatever that, I don't know what that was, whatever that was, but this thing got to a high of $563 in 2007 and we're at $61 today. So from that sense, yeah, there's more room to go. So I don't hate this only because the trend is your friend, right? And I'm not going to be that guy that's calling the top. Oh, it's gone from 250 to 68. No, it can't go up anymore. I know that's not how I roll. I tried that already. I tried calling tops and bottoms. It doesn't work for me. I suck at it. So I'm not going to call a top here. The trend is your friend. Stay long until it doesn't work anymore. That's if you're. I don't know if you're looking for an entry, if you're already in, or I don't know what your deal is, Neal. But if you're long, I'm on your side.
All right, I needed that.
Yeah.
And I like the starting off with the larger time frames to get the big picture, and then going down. Something that would have been cool. I wonder if anyone got tipped off to this. I'm just gonna check the old Golden Cross and Death Cross situation, and just see if we got a Golden Cross, and we did. There is a Golden Cross, meaning that the 200-day moving average crossed the 50. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. On October 2nd. My birthday, 2020,
Okay.
was the day that we got a Golden Cross on this. So I don't know what the hell I was doing, but I could be up quite a bit if I entered this shipping stock.
Can I ask you a question? Because I'm not up on all the terminologies for the different types of candles. Can you pull up a weekly? Is there a name for this weekly candle that we're in right now where like maybe like we got like a little bit blow off toppy a couple of days ago? We got to like 68.
I mean, I think we could all use a little blow off toppy from time to time, but what I will say is that this isn't quite like what you would call a hanging man candle.
I don't know the names of all the candles. I know a doji. That's the one that I know. That's the only one that I know.
I don't do Japanese candles. So hanging man is when it's red at the top. I'm not really good with these. I'll be completely honest with you. I always have to check. Like when it gets to a point where it's something like this, I'll do the research and check.
Yeah.
But what I will say is the one that I would recognize has a longer wick before it gets to the body. Like this.
Yeah.
There's if we're on the weekly, this isn't really telling me too much.
Really, because it tells me a lot. It tells me we just broke through resistance.
Yeah, but then we hit resistance. So this was the previous high on this big rounding bottom, right here.
I mean, look,
can you see it?
Yeah.
Oh shit! The paintbrush thing always drives me nuts.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So guys, if you're just tuning in now, this is your lowly without an agendaless protagonist talking to an extremist fundamentalist about DAC, the shipping stock.
I'm so extreme you don't even know.
But yeah, so it's this high right here. We hit it, and then a bunch of people sold.
See, Miles is sort of picking up what I'm putting down, right? Which is like I'm a little like mildly concerned about that wick on the upside, whatever you want to call it, the wick, the up wick. I don't know if there's up wick or down wick, but the up wick, we'll call it that now.
Upper shadow?
No, like the wick on the weekly candle is what I'm talking about. I'm back to the weekly. The wick on the weekly candle for this week is like concerning. It gives me a little bit of pause, right? Like I see we're clearly well off those levels now. We got to 68.75. We're down to 62. But we're still green for the week, and on the weekly, like I said, it does look like we broke. I know you said we stopped at a new resistance, but we clearly broke through a ceiling there.
Can I run something past you?
Yeah.
So let's switch to the daily.
Okay, back to the daily. I got that up too.
So what we got here is my trade setup. So This is about where I entered. This is my stop loss. The bottom of this red.
Ooh.
The top of the green is my target. Let me delete this.
Oh, that's a nice feature.
Available on the charting tool in Benzinga Pro. Pro.benzinga.com. Get a trial today. Charts powered by TradingView. So this is the TradingView profit or long position tool that lets you do like it does exactly what it says. It's your stop loss, your entry point, and your target price with your risk and your profit potential calculated.
It's really neat.
But at any rate, let me turn these pivots off. We've got earnings.
Oh wait, when?
May 10th.
That's Monday, right?
I think we're selling off before earnings.
Tuesday? I don't know. So okay, something to think about here. And I'm going to hop into Pro for a second. I'm going to go to the DAC details page. I'm going to go to their peers just because I'm curious to see if any of their peers have already reported. So let's take a gander at like let's take a look at SHIP. Let's go back.
I always have a hard time logging into my Pro account.
Here. So I just want to see if any of their peers have set a precedent for this quarter. So no, does not look like anybody has
not for this quarter, but look at this. So we got sell off before the earnings, and then the last stock that I did this exact same trade on was a shipping stock, NMM, Navios Maritime Partners,
and
almost identical.
Right.
And then if we go back before earnings, big sell off on daily candles. Before earnings, big sell-off. Day of earnings, big sell-off. Earnings, big recovery. A little bit of choppiness. But nonetheless, it resolved if we go to the weekly so I can reconstruct my trade. It resolved our high-type flag. Which, if I'm not mistaken, was, March 15th. Does that sound right? Guys that have been watching the show, guys and gals, should remember this one. Was it something like this? I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then we measure that.
So okay, so we don't really have a precedent for this quarter yet.
Negative.
It's a okay. So this is a trade to do what? To capture the run into earnings or after earnings or what?
No, this is a high tight flag. So the way that these work is you look on your weekly candles for stocks that have risen 100% or more within an 8-week period within it. This one has gone up 123%, just about. And then after that, they don't sell off more than 25%. So this flag that we've drawn here doesn't, like, the height of it is 25% or less of the price. Are you bagging what I'm raking so far?
I am.
The idea being this has been driven up and then profit has not been taken for a reason because we expect it to go up. So with a high tight flag, you measure the height of the pole. So that's that 8-week 100% or more move. And then you add that to the upper resistance on the flag, which that's always going to get you to about 50%.
Hey,
profit.
Can I just step away for 1 second? I have to make a quick phone call. It's about a show for later in the day. So
you have the most dysfunctional relationship. And Spencer, everyone thanks Spencer for coming on. Extremist fundamentalist.
I'll be here. No, I'll be here. I just got to make a quick phone call. It's been about a show for this afternoon, so I'll be right back.
All right. Yeah, he's got to go do one of those training videos where they're like out in the desert and they're like on jungle gyms and stuff like that. So we should see him on some of that like VHS tape footage. But we shall see. Like, you guys know that I'm not here to tell you that I'm like guru trader or anything, but I might get back into this thing. I want to see what happens after earnings. I'm fine. So I've taken profit. I lost some, but I took profit because I set my stop losses like up. I don't know what I set them at, but I set them really close to where we were closing yesterday, with a little bit of wiggle room in case we went down before the open, and I got completely stopped out. So I'm not in right now, but I'm looking at this for maybe a little bit of a gamble. Like, I'm totally willing to say this is a bet. I might do like $250, something like that, which is it's a lot of money, but for this type of trade, I'm willing to put that on the line. It's like the equivalent of a couple call options, right? Willing to do that to see if this does the same thing with earnings, because again, with the high tide flag, this to me, like, I just think that this means that institutions know something. Right. To me, this just tells me that big money is holding the stock, probably because there's insider trading or inside information being transferred that says it's going to be a big earnings beat. Yes, there might be some selling off, but I do expect full resolution of this flag. So right now, maybe it's just a little bit on sale. So a little bit of action around earnings, just like we had with NMM. At any rate, NMM, Navios Maritime Partners. So I am looking for full resolution here. I am not detoured by this candle. Holy shit, look who's here. Cool. All right, guys. So wait, did one of my alerts just go off? Yeah, wash off the fundamental cooties. Spencer confirmed there's a clinic in downtown Detroit, which is where the Benzinga office is. It's really great because we have a good deal with our healthcare at Benzinga. He did go into the clinic and he came back positive for cooties. So it's good that you wash them off after you talk to them. So I advise all you guys to rigorously sing happy birthday twice while you wash yourself. All right, so that's DAC. Let's take a look at some stocks from Twitter. So shameless plug, you can find me at Neal's Tweets on Twitter. Nothing but irresistibly beneficial content on the Benzinga Twitter, such as the prototype Spencer Israel, extremist fundamentalist with ponytail. So if you want to see the rare Spencer Israel with ponytail, only available at Neal's Tweets on Twitter. Spell Neal with an A. So let's take a look. One is Ethereum ripping. I'm lucky. I'm not here to gloat, guys, but I did swap all of my Bitcoin for Ethereum yesterday. Let's take a look. ETH USD. No big deal. I'm just I'm just a future millionaire. That's all. All right, so here's me bloviating, acting like I'm smarter than I actually am, blah, blah, blah. And we got some tickers. All right, we got AMPH from this guy. This guy's a real goofball. If you're watching right now, official goofball status. And you probably take that. You're probably pretty pleased with that assessment. So let's check out AMPG. I don't know it. One piece of advice I was given by producer AB was, dude, if you don't like the stock, if it's like a penny stock that's just getting pumped by chat rooms and stuff, and it doesn't work with your trading style, just don't do it on the show. Because I had shared with him my frustration in some of these shitty stocks that were getting shared. No offense, guys. But in this case, AMPG, not my style, is what I'll say. I'm sure I've been here before, clearly. Not my style. For this to be my style, I would look for some breakout from this downward trend, and I don't see it. It looks like it's hitting across down past this red line here is the 200-day moving average. Can you see that clearly? Not really. Put your bifocals on. You should be able to see it now. You can see that we hit some support on the 200-day moving average on Amplitech Group Inc., ticker AMPG. Producer AB, can you hit those tickers for me? But then we broke down past it. What is this support level that we're at? The support level is just previous resistance. Looks like we're kind of playing games with it. We're actually at where the body, where the open was a few months back. Yep. For me, this is not interesting because I don't understand how to trade it. All right, but I'll give you some love anyway. We're gonna get Zilcho with not Bank of America, with Boeing. BA. Oh wow. All right, so let's zoom out. Let's do this the way that an extremist fundamentalist would. So let's close this. Let's delete all of our drawings. Let's start from scratch. Bank of America right away. Let's identify first and foremost, guys, when we're looking at a stock for the first time. Always good to do multi-time frame analysis. What is multi-time frame analysis? Well, look at the candles on your chart on different increments to get an idea of what the patterns are and what the trends are. Because a lot of times what is happening on an hourly basis might look like insanity or something boring or something safe. But then when you get a broader perspective, you get a better idea of the larger trend that behavior is a piece of. And here with Bank of America, you can see that we had a massive, very quick flash downward trend, which you guys should remember exactly why that occurred. COVID, in case you're not sure. And then, wait, was that before that? Okay, yeah, no, I'm tripping. Yeah, definitely March is when the entire stock market hit its bottom due to COVID fears. But then we started an upward trend. So we're in an upward trend because we reversed a previous downtrend. That's the monthly. All right, so we're looking at Boeing, BA. This is the airline. The airline. Do you call them aerospace and defense manufacturer? That's probably the best way to put it. Not an airline. All right, and then let's get a closer look here. So now we can see more of the personality of our upward trend, right? We can see that we have a slope, like a kind of a mild slope here. It's about a 45-degree angle. You know, it's not an aggressive parabolic comeback like that. It's something a little bit more consistent, which I actually like because that means it's not getting into like periods of being totally overbought where you're just going to be chasing it. This means that this thing is presenting impulsive moves up and then clear, easy to notice corrective phases with also clear, easy to notice ends of those corrective phases that are entry points. So this is great. I mean, you want your stocks to have nice zigzag patterns. That's what stocks are supposed to do. Well, at least tradable stocks. So backing off some of these drawings, let me just delete all this stuff. And then I don't know. I think we have a guest today. I'm not really sure. I'm not sure what time they're supposed to come on. So producer AB, I'm sure will let me know. I'm gonna stay on the weekly. Actually, you know what? Let's go to the daily really quick. Get some more personality in here. So again, downward trend and then the beginning of an upward trend. Now, very conservatively, I can notice that we had this big impulsive move up here, this big impulse up, and then we got stopped. So that level matters. All right. So I'm going to draw a line right on that level. Right on top of that wick. All right. Now let's see if that matters anywhere else. Anywhere else. We can see that it's where we opened on this day. And we're where we opened on this day. So in general, it's an important price level recently. Let's see if moving it down to the body, or as I call it, the meat of the trading, makes a difference. And you can see that it's more clearly support here. So a lot of times with these reversal patterns, you want to identify what I've called, and I think other people call it this too, the meat of the trading. Because a lot of times when there's like a crazy impulsive move, you get like kind of like froth. You get like kind of just nonsensical price levels that it hits on the tape, or prices that are recorded that will show up on your chart. But they're not going to help you out in terms of getting an idea of the more important, longer term, more embedded in the memory of investors' price levels. So if we zoom back out, we can see that this line is also resistance during this period of consolidation. This beautiful, I would say this is a high type flag itself. Beautiful high type flag right here. So we've identified a key level. I've got all my John Madden arrows here. Now, the reason that I really wanted to draw this key level is because this is a reversal. I'm going to use a straight line tool now to really kind of get this trend in here, or get that line in there, trend line. And this would have been previously, this would have been a line to watch for. You can even tighten this up a little bit. If you were going back in time a bit, you can see. Let's see if that line matters at all. Yeah, it does. So going from the absolute swing low here to a next swing low, which is the bottom of a corrective phase, you can see that this trend line is something that you could have used to guide some of your trades as the price bounced around using this sloping line as either support and resistance. You can see right about here that this was an important point. It served as the absolute low of the day when we really had a nice gap up. But nonetheless, this previous line of resistance that we've drawn here is the important line. This is the most important price level. So let me delete this little trend line I drew. Looking at Boeing on the daily chart, we're right back testing this level. But for full resolution of what we have here, I have an inkling that what we have, I'm just going to draw this again. What we have here is an ascending triangle reversal pattern at the bottom of BA. So what do you do with an ascending triangle reversal pattern? You should see that this makes this ascending triangle. What do you do? Well, the first thing you want to do is identify your resistance or breakout point, which we've done. You want to identify your sloping line of support, which we've done. Then you want to measure your measured move, which is basically from your resistance line down to the lowest that we've gone on this pattern. What's the difference between these two prices? Very easily measured if you just use a line tool at the top, down to the bottom, and then take that measurement. So you're basically subtracting the resistance price level, or I'm sorry, subtracting the support price level from the resistance price level, and then adding that up to resistance. Now that should line up with the previous price level of importance. So we'll see if it does. Let's just draw a line here, and markets are organic, and I'm drawing these kind of quickly, so it won't be exact, but we'll see if it lines up with anything important. And you can see that price target, this is actually the price target. So upon a breakout above this resistance, traders that recognize this pattern and are looking for resolution or the price target to get hit from it, are looking for this stock to hit about $373, something around there. I'm doing this just quick and dirty, but you can see pretty easily. I'm going to steal one from Jake from TrendSpider really quick, which is using these circle shapes. Let me get a young circle here. Blop, just to identify some points. Let's make that red really quick.
Wait, is this thing on? Am I still here?
I think you're still here.
Okay.
Are you starting to feel it?
I'm feeling it now.
You're still here. All right, so these are points of resistance, right? This has shown up a ton of times. This level, like this, it kind of broke through, but it was invalidated at this point. I'm stealing a term from yesterday's guest. But yeah. Hey, 13. That's funny. I had a dream like that one time, and I woke up sweating and called my mom. So at any rate, so we can see this is an important price level. So let's do the damn thing. Let's start talking about today. Well, as happens all the time with these big reversals, paintbrush. We've broken out and then we've retested. We're a little bit below it. I wouldn't let that get me down because this is coinciding with some choppiness in the market. When your major indices, when the major index ETFs are in just strong trends, you should be more strict about this price activity. But since we're in a little bit of chop city, you can be looser with this kind of thing. So we're gonna, let's say, decrease the sensitivity, wherever you find the most pleasure. So I look at this as a bounce out of this pattern, but there are a ton of ways to skin a cat, right? Like some of you probably aren't even using this pattern whatsoever. This is just one way to look at it, which is upon a breakout above about $230, you can target about 373, which has a profit potential of about 62%. How long that will take to resolve is anyone's guess, but that's just how it goes. And it will go up and down and all around on the way up there, but patterns tend to resolve themselves. So let's delete all of these drawings and just look at the here and the now. Let's look at just today. Let's say that let me Control Z really quick. Let's say that you are setting this price target and you just want to know when am I entering? What's it going to take? Blah, blah, blah. Well, let's look at the here and the now. Number one, looking at RSI, we can see that we're starting to get into oversold territory. Now, this stock does get really oversold. It did back in March. But in the meantime, it's kind of just kind of touches 30, a little bit before 30 before it starts to turn around. So right now it is starting to hit, like based on this stock's personality, it's getting pretty damn close to 30, which is its turnaround point. So I would not be mad at someone who posited that you could treat this level that we're at right now as the end of this corrective phase, and then look for a little green candle action as an entry point to begin the next impulse, right? Which should be followed by another.
I like that. See, I like this because it takes my basic TA to like the next level. Because I look at Boeing and I see, oh, okay, like short-term downtrend and longer-term uptrend, and that's the extent of it. But Neal's taking what I would say and then actually giving you
Spencer. I think your TA has always been next level. Let me say that. That's what we say at Benzinga when you're not around, is that TA is next level. So let's do another thing here. We're going to use a Bollinger Band. Spencer, are you familiar with Bollinger Bands?
I am.
All right. So
I tried using them, and this is the thing with me and indicators is I use them for a little bit, and then I sort of like get tired of them, and like because I'm not really trading. I'm more so like doing longer term stuff, and I'll use it for like eyeing an entry point. But yeah, I've used them. I think they're good.
I think they're good. They're good for long term too. Like I was using them over the summer. I was using them on ARK Invest ETFs.
Yeah,
but like in the summer, it didn't even matter, right? It was just buy an ARK ETF and it would work. But at any rate, reorienting ourselves here. So Bollinger Band off. This should look familiar. This is where we were a moment ago. Adding this Bollinger Band back on. Really simple. All the Bollinger Band is a 20-day moving average, which is my red line here. With I think it's 2 standard deviations above and below that moving average. So we're treating this average. This is our average or our mean of the closing price over the previous 20 days, with these lines that are serving sort of as like bumpers on the bowling lane in a bowling alley. Like if you got the bumpers turned on, it's easy to get your bowling ball kind of returned back to the middle of the lane so you can hit a strike, right?
That's a good way of putting it.
Thank you.
Bumpers. That's good.
Like and subscribe, guys. Like and subscribe if you're feeling like that was a good explanation. Oh, wait, are we talking about Hamlet? Guys, Hamlet is still alive. But not for fucking long, so you guys better hit the like button or this thing's not going to get rendered ever again.
Wait, I need like
we all know how a Hamlet ends, right? You all took lit.
What is the situation with your plant? People keep telling me that Benzinga needs to buy you a plant. Why are they saying this to me? I don't understand.
Every time I lift it up, leaves fall everywhere. Like I went to bed last night. I'm barefoot. I've been barefoot in my apartment since March 2020. every day. I don't remember what a shoe is. Yeah. Producer AB, kind of confused about that. But like, I'm just barefoot in my apartment because I don't do anything but sit here and draw crap on YouTube for you guys. And I got this plant down here with leaves just dying and falling off of it. Just dying and falling. Producer AB is backstage, like offended that I don't know what a shoe is anymore. Here you go.
Nobody wants.
Oh yeah, some people want to see that, Spencer. This is the internet. NFT it, you get some money for that. You have my permission. Yeah, I went to bed last night and my feet were all green because I got all these dead leaves like under my work chair. I'm just pulverizing them as I roll around like I'm making dead plant jelly. Why'd you take away my charts?
I'm sorry. No, it's because to show your feet.
Do you want to see them again?
I had a Tarantino thing going on. Sorry.
Hey, I'm not trying to. Man, I heard a really good one the other day that was like, okay, well, I'm not trying to kink shame.
Moving on.
All right, so Spencer has a foot thing, so which is totally fine. Our Bollinger Bands work like bumpers in the bowling alley, like bumpers on the lane, right? So a lot of folks, and like I was, like all I do is just read technical analysis textbooks and then come on the show and act like I know a thing. When in reality, like I'm just reciting shit that other people put in a book. Mark Putrino, who's a great technical analyst, chartist, and fundamentals, everything. He puts everything into his stuff, but heavy on technicals. He's a writer. Check out Mark Petrino's articles on Benzinga.com for some good technical analysis on hot stocks. He uses this thing every single time. It's the first thing that he turns on. And so when I'm looking at this thing and I believe that we've gotten to the end of this corrective phase, it's confirmed because it's bouncing off the bumper. And I expect two things. Number one is at least a return to the mean. And then number two is hopefully a return to the standard deviation. Now, remember, these are lagging indicators, so they will move as you go. But this is what we would hope to see, right? Something like that.
And the way I'd use it is to say, like, oh crap, like it's bumping up against, or it's even breaking through the bottom band, which you don't want to see.
Yeah, so there, that you're bringing up something really interesting about the Bollinger Band, which is some people. So the Bollinger Band expands when there's times of volatility. The stock is either going up or down, right? And then will contract afterward. It's like a tube inside a bicycle wheel kind of thing. And then a lot of people will time moments of expansion or volatility based on how long it's been compressed. So they would call this a volatility squeeze. So you can use the Bollinger Band in tandem with the is it Keltner or Kettler channel, which I'm not great at. I don't really do that. But basically, when the Bollinger Band goes inside the Kettler channel, which is available on like every charting tool, and I'm just using the standard settings, you would look at that as a volatility squeeze.
Keltner, I think is
Keltner. Okay. Yeah, so there you go. That's Bank of America. That's about 20 minutes on a stock for you. How much time do we have, and when is our guest coming?
Wait, Bank of America? What?
Wait, that is
I do that every time. Boeing.
we talked about the wrong stock for 20 minutes.
I promise I know Bank of America is BAC, but every time it looks like Bank of America to me. They should change. They should switch.
Maybe.
All right. So how much time do I have, and when is our guest coming on?
well. That's a great question, Mr. Neal.
Today's off the rails. Dude, I co-hosted SPACs today. There was a line of guests on Power Hour. Our guest is nowhere to be found. What is going on with today?
So we're either A, getting ghosted, or no, that's a 1, not an A. We're either 1, getting ghosted, or 2, me and Crypto Burb had a misunderstanding. He's in Poland. I don't know if the days of the week are different there or something.
Okay, so no guess. I got it. So I'm gonna err on the side of producer AB. There might have been a misunderstanding.
Yeah, I mean, because who would ghost us?
I don't know who. He's probably standing at a bus station in Poland right now, waiting for you.
Oh, he thought I was picking him up for the. I see. All right.
I've actually been to Poland. Fun fact, but I wanted to plug not a guest for now since we don't have a guest for later. 3:00, and this is the reason why I had to step out for a minute, is because I had to talk to Andrew Left. So Andrew Left is going to come on our stream at 3:00 Eastern time today. Last time he did that, things got a little wild and wacky, and this time he's not talking about shorting. So
He's done with that. Didn't they announce that the whole?
All right, that was enough of those guys. I feel like they're kind of lifting up their skirts. You know what I mean? You ever heard that term? So let's look at what's next on our tickers here. Let's take a look. Did you guys know I had that power to remove folks like that? All right, Captain Cappy not doing anything. Oh, come on, this thing has too many letters in it. Shady King, too many letters. But we'll do it because I didn't get many responses today. Usually I get like 20 responses. Today I got like 3. But we're gonna look at BOTZI. I'm just gonna look. What? BOTZI. That's nothing. At least it's not tracked here. So not really sure what that is. I just want to give a little humble brag here. Actually, an immodest brag. XHB baby, strong this whole time. This has been my keep adding stuff in. You keep adding money in and just letting it print the money for me. XHB, the Home Builders ETF, has been running the game. Let's look at it against QQQ for the hell of it. Woo! Pretty cool. So remove the Bollinger Band. Look at that strength against tech. Home Builders has. Incredible. This pattern should look familiar. It's almost like the Bank of America, just kidding, Boeing pattern that we had. So hitting an important level, we shall see. It's interesting that this is coinciding. This Home Builders against the NASDAQ ETF, QQQ, is hitting an important level of resistance, or is about to, at the same time that, get this stupid crap out of here, QQQ just had a second little corrective phase. It is really, this whole thing is just a little bit of choppy. The market's got to figure itself out. And then maybe now that it's shaken out weak hands, might be returning to new strength. So we might see a rejection on XHB. We shall see. It's not a binary outcome or like a zero-sum game, but it's just kind of interesting. Okay, so I got some tickers in chat. Let's hit them. Let's look at eBay. I think eBay just had earnings, or was that PayPal? All right, so deleting everything that we got here. This is a good little tune. Producer AB.
Yes, sir.
Can you hit that theme song for us real quick?
We're gonna get technical. We're gonna get technical. Swifty on get.
Someone called you out for saying it was like get.
I know, I think it was Happy. He knew what was up.
That was good. Thank you, man. Okay,
but yeah,
so
PayPal did report earnings yesterday. Let me see if let me get a quick producer's note in to see if eBay reported earnings as well.
Okay, it looks like they did. Got it right here.
Yeah,
it looks like they beat. Yeah, so some nice movement here on eBay. Did we talk about eBay yesterday?
I did not. I think we talked maybe Etsy or no eBay. No, I don't think we talked about eBay yesterday. But you know what? I could be wrong.
Okay.
It's happened before.
Happens to all the best of us, I would say. All right, so let's look at monthly. I don't think I've ever bought eBay. So right away, this is interesting. Just get that in there. Because I have to draw my own lines. You can see that this previous level of resistance is pretty much support here during this little double dip session, which may also be referred to as an old-fashioned double. And let's see if we got the resolution there. This is like forensic analysis. This is my favorite song on this playlist.
Neal, what was the first thing you ever bought on eBay?
Oh man, I definitely bought stuff like early days of eBay. Shit, I think I sold stuff before I bought stuff.
Okay, what's the most memorable thing that you've either bought or sold on eBay?
Definitely most memorable is MacBook Airs. So what I used to do back before what I allegedly used to do is I would get MacBook Airs and I would use them for in college and like at my job in college. I would get I would allegedly get the Adobe Creative Suite, which is like at the time was like thousands of dollars before like SaaS was really happening. And I would install that on the laptop and I would get it. I wouldn't buy it. I allegedly would get it as a torrent from like the Pirate Bay, allegedly. And then I would install that on the MacBook Air. And I always went to appleinsider.com. I was an early investor in Apple in a way, without owning shares. And I would always know when the next MacBook Air was going to come out. And so I would like a week or two before it was actually getting released and was going to be available to purchase, I would allegedly put my MacBook Air for sale on eBay, but sell it at the price I paid for it like a year and a half previously, because I would say it comes with I would allegedly say it comes with the full Adobe Creative Suite, including, Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign, whatever sunset apps they had back in the day. $5,000 value, get it today for $1,500 or whatever. And I would do that every refresh cycle for the MacBook Air.
That sounds like a very sound business model. I don't see anything flawed or wrong with that at all.
Yeah, I mean, allegedly. I mean, if I had actually done that, just imagine. And then, so this is going to be very divisive, but I got really into Magic: The Gathering with my college friends, and it became super pay to play. And I would just buy I would do all the research on the exact cards I needed in my deck to like own my friends, and I would just buy them individually on eBay.
So they were going out like collecting cards the organic way of like buying packs and stuff, and you were just hand picking the ones you needed from eBay.
Yeah, because I was the first one like right out. Like actually no, it took me a little bit longer, but I got like a salary job before like a couple of my friends, at least the ones that were still playing Magic with me. So like all of my salary paycheck was going straight into Magic cards. And then when they found out, we stopped playing Magic. We don't play Magic together anymore.
Sure. Right, let's get back to the Dublevet. I'm sorry for distracting you.
I mean, hey, it's my show. I can talk about whatever I want. But we can talk about the Dublevet here because I love Dublevets. Looks like we did get the resolution here of this little double bottom and then some. I'm looking at the month. Holy cannoli. So it was a long, yeah, there you go. That's the weekly. Now let's get down to daily and look at what's happening right now. So this is all-time highs, right? 65. We never got higher than that. Yep. Let's just use our nice little automatic. Where is it? Pivots. Did I get rid of it? Oh, linear regression. This gives us like a loose idea, just a regression model of what our slope is. You can see that we've broken out of it. Not surprising as we get into a little bit of overbought territory. Now, this is auto-generated. This thing's not aware of like key support levels or anything like that. This is just drawn based on a regression of closes of all of the candles. But it's a helpful tool to get an idea of the slope of your trend. But now we got to do actual work. And I think the best way to start that here with eBay when I switch to the daily is to pull in the old Bollinger Band that we just talked about. But you can see this level is important. We keep hitting this as resistance, a little bit of resistance today. Breakout above that will be important, but let's pull out the Bollinger Band. Yep, and just like we illustrated before, we're hitting the lower standard deviation on the Bollinger Band. We're trying to break through this key level here. But as we do so, what I would look for is a break above this key level at $58.32, which is right where the body is pretty much stuck today. and we're going to look for a return to the mean. Now that's a moving target. This is a lagging indicator, but that's what you're going to be targeting there. Now, in terms of actual patterns, I don't see a really clear price pattern. This is something where you're going to want to just use your trend lines and your technical indicators to guide you. It does look like this song is the creepy one that has the gunshots. I'm just going to go on to the next one there. But I mean, eBay has been in a very long-term uptrend. I don't know of anything fundamentally wrong with them. I know they were purchased by IC, which is the same company that owns the New York Stock Exchange, if I'm not mistaken. Let's just draw a sloping line of support here. Actually, let me use a ray for this. You got a nice sloping line of support. Is that important in the past? Not really. But yeah, at any rate, I think a break above this level of resistance is going to start getting you back up to the mean on the Bollinger Band, which is basically the 20-day moving average. Let's also pull out the fib, which I will use my keyboard shortcut for. Alt F, go to my previous high, and then anchor it on my low here. And get an idea of the trials and tribulations ahead. You can see that the upper wicks on our candles were hitting perfectly on the 0.382 line on our Fibonacci retracement. And I'll pull this down just to make it more precise. I'm anchoring the top of my Fibonacci retracement tool, which is available on like any charting tool you use. I'm anchoring the top of it on this wick on the 19th of April, and then the bottom on the low point here after that date on the 29th of April. And then this gives us an idea of key levels of support and resistance that we're probably going to hit. And then we can extend it back a little bit to see how, if that helps us find any important levels in the past. So this next one ahead looks like it has been a resistance previously. And it's like a little bit below where this crazy wick got us, but it's just about where support was right here. That you can see. So this is going to be a pretty important one to get through. But I mean, plain and simple, Fibonacci retracement tool is awesome because you can just look at it like speed bumps. Once you get over this speed bump, you can target the next one. Once you get over this one, you can target the next one, and so forth. Are stocks always going to move that way? No. Sometimes they're going to go in between them, consolidate a little bit, sometimes consolidate like this. But that's a very good guide, so I'd recommend pulling that up for eBay. All right, what are we looking like for time, Producer AB?
We got about 7 minutes until our very own Benzinga Crypto Show, hosted by Catherine Ross.
Wonderful. I want to watch that. I'm going to watch it today if I can.
You know, there's a lot going on in the crypto world right now.
Really? Like what?
So I've heard. So I've heard.
Nephew was telling me about that the other day.
You have a nephew? You know, you don't look old enough to have a nephew.
Nope, I don't have a nephew. And thank you for that. Ethereum looking strong. So I lucked out a little bit because I swapped all of my Bitcoin over for Ethereum. So this I've done the same thing here with Ethereum that I just did with eBay. I anchored the top of my Fibonacci retracement tool to this high, and then it took it down to the low. Now we're on the day. I was using the 4-hour when I did that. But maybe we can reset this. We can reset this. Should we reset this?
What about ETHC? Have you checked that at all recently?
ETH. Oh, like ETH.C? How does
Classic.
that work?
Ethereum Classic.
Yeah, no, I haven't. I don't know how to pull it up on this. So Ethereum Classic.
Maybe if you just try typing out Ethereum Classic, see if something.
I think it's this ETHC. If you guys know, let me know. Oh, let me know how to find it on TradingView. This is
it's just ETC. It's so Ethereum's ETH and then Ethereum Classic is ETC. Thank you, Dan P.
Okay, you rule, Dan P.
He does. Wait, now it just says he likes Popeyes. I do too.
Who doesn't? I like Popeyes.
But how did you? Wait, what?
Crazy thing, dude. The best chicken sandwich. What do you think it is?
I mean, I like Popeyes, and I mean, I like Chick-fil-A's too. But did y'all not have like the huge craze like a couple years ago where there was like lines outside of Popeyes for like 50 cars deep to get their sandwich?
Dude, it's still like that in some places.
Oh, really?
Like Chick-fil-A, there's a huge line every day.
Always.
Every day.
Always, yeah.
And
Always.
then Popeyes, yeah, there was like I forgot what it was. Like they launched something new or something like that, or there was like a Twitter war between the two brands.
Yeah,
like
it was
people
when,
were
it was
going
when
nuts.
Popeyes launched their chicken sandwich like 2 years ago.
The chicken sandwich is, shall I say, a stupid good, but the sandwich I like better than Popeyes and Chick-fil-A is Shake Shack chicken sandwich.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, get out to your Shake Shack, get the chicken sandwich. It's the same thing. The chicken is never frozen, right? So I don't know. They're just getting deliveries of fresh chicken, ostensibly battering it themselves, and it is so damn good. And you're lucky if in your area they have the gochujang version of the chicken sandwich, which is like a Korean style sauce on it. Whoo! Sheesh! So God, I'm so hungry right now, dude. I haven't had anything today. Damn, look at Ethereum. Classic. I wish that I had an account that would verify my fiat so that I could actually get
You
more.
still use
Oh my
fiat?
God, shut up. yeah, I do. But no, but real talk, that's the only way to purchase anything is if your brokerage allows you to do so. And the one I'm trying to use, I won't name them, is not verifying my fiat. At any rate, yeah, okay. So we checked it out for you. The thing's rocketing off. Look at it on the week chart. Here's my technical analysis. Holy shit. Okay, so that's Ethereum ETC. Let's look at something that has an opportunity for buying so that we're not chasing something like a maniac.
It's like when people were trying to draw, like Fibonacci retracement lines on GameStop when it was rising. It's like, stop trying to do technical analysis on this,
Actually, it works. Like I thought it was ridiculous, but it does work. It does. You just
Really?
gotta look at it. Yeah, you just gotta look at it on shorter time frames. It doesn't really work for swings. I mean, in my experience, I'm sure someone might have tried some stuff that I didn't try. But same thing with Doge. Like Doge, all you needed was a Fibonacci retracement tool, and you could scalp Doge all day long. Yeah, ADA also ripping. Congratulations. Let's go to our previous swing high down to our low.
Who does Daniel have in his pick? That's Mason Mount, Pulisic, maybe. Some soccer player. Trying to figure it out.
Some sort of sports player.
Some sort of ball player.
Yeah, I mean, we're about halfway to a cool 1.6 target on this thing. I would not bet against it right now. Let's see how this compares. ADA USD against ETH USD. Ethereum is stronger, but it looks like we might be hitting a reversal. So that's a cool thing you guys can do if you didn't know that, to compare your the strength of your cryptocurrencies. So we got about 2 minutes left, right? Okay, good. Thank you for that, producer AB.
Yep.
I didn't get anything out of that. All right.
Confirmed.
Confirmed. Gold's still doing its thing. I don't really trade gold, but this would have been a nice one. This is like a really clear reversal. What do you guys want to see? I got time for one more. I already did Cardano. Wasn't that ADA?
Yep, that's ADA.
They already hit that. What else you guys got?
BTT, someone said.
Is that yeah, do you want BT? I'm assuming it's the cryptocurrency. Okay, so this one actually looks like it's enterable. So we're looking at the weekly. Let me switch over to the daily right quick. Okay, so let's do this really fast. First thing that I want to do with this is get out my Fibonacci retracement tool. I'm going to anchor the top at the absolute high point and then anchor the bottom at the absolute low point to give me an idea of our key support and resistance lines, automatically generated using magic. And then the next thing I want to do is draw a sloping line of resistance starting at the absolute high and then drawing it at the next swing high. We can see that we've actually broken out of this downtrend. This is the way I would trade this pattern. Is we've broken out of this downtrend. Now the question is, are we going to continue getting rejected and break down past this red line? What you can do is enter this. Let me get my long position tool. Let's get, is it this one? Yeah, I think it is. What you can do is enter it if you want to play it like this. Now, wait, no, that ain't it. What is this? I don't even know what that is. Long position. Yeah. If you wanted to, if you were so inclined to enter it now, you could enter it now, and you could target something like this line, and then you could set your stop loss a little bit below this Fibonacci line. That's just like a really, really quick and dirty way to do it. But then look at the risk reward ratio. It's 1-2, which isn't great. XRP will hit really quick. XRP Ripple, XRP USD. Already got the fib lines here. This one is, I think, just like a ride. This one, I actually, this is just, I wanted to get in. This is what got me to open up a Binance account, but I was not able to get in on this one. But we are hitting, it looks like we're going to hit resistance right at the 786 level. Let me just delete everything and redraw it for you. So again, it's Fibonacci, Alt F if you're, or I'm sorry, is it Alt F? Yeah, Alt F if you're using Windows on your trading view.
Alt F4.
Stop. No one press Alt F4. Do that only do that during power hour. It gives a boost. It gives them a boost. So anchoring at the top and then going to the absolute low with my Fibonacci here. We can see that this is probably the level of resistance that we're going to have to watch here. But if we break out above this on strength, like I'm talking a session close, even though it's cryptocurrency, it has like you can give it approximate sessions. A day candle close above this line, I'd feel happy going long for the full Monty, which is the previous all-time high. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in for today's episode of Get Technical. Wonky as always, but hey, that's life, isn't it? C'est la vie. So ist das Leben. I don't know any other languages for saying that. With me today has been Spencer Israel, the extremist fundamentalist. Go ahead and tweet that out. I want that to show up when people search his name on Google. And producer AB, otherwise known as Aaron Bree, his government name. I want to thank everyone for giving me some stocks to cover because I did run out of juice about halfway through. So you guys kind of saved my butt. Go long Ethereum. This has been another episode of Get Technical. I'm your host, Neal Hamilton. Happy trading, folks.
And we got the crypto show coming up next. More crypto.
Tune in. Crypto is the theme.